what comes to your mind when you think of the word exploration? You might begin to think of commerce or community exchange and ethics and how it's affected the planet. But if you now fast forward 400 years,
We reach space exploration. Space exploration also comes with contamination, but is the risks of it really worth it? Good morning, I'm Victoria Sampson.
I'm Isabella Wallace.
I'm Mariah Lee.
And I'm Myra Williams. Risking the contamination of space and other planets in the name of the pursuit of human exploration is highly unethical.
When you begin to think of private companies, you might want to understand how they exactly work. Privatization in space comes from when the government transfers over how they're handling space into private businesses like companies like SpaceX and Blue Origin. But these companies are mainly focused on how much profit they can make from exploring space. So for example, SpaceX has made $5 billion just in profit in the year 2024, while Blue Origin is still not considered a profitable company.
So that brings us to the economic side of things. The biggest thing in economics is opportunity cost. Opportunity costs are basically they represent the benefit, the loss of potential gain that you get when you are making a choice. Our biggest opportunity cost is poverty. We need to know how to reduce it. So basically, right now, globally, there's 700 million people in the world in poverty. And when we look at space exploration companies funding, for example, NASA, they have over $25 billion. Even a small part of that could help poverty reduction programs and bring more necessities to people. And that's not even accounting for other companies such as SpaceX or Blue Origin. We also have healthcare. Instead of spending money on exploration and risking damaging other planets and extraterrestrial life, we should be focusing on stuff that can help keep human life on Earth. This means funding more vaccines, hospitals, and making care more affordable for everyone. This including research for impactful diseases such as malaria, tuberculosis, and cancer. As you see here, this is slightly outdated, but the margins are exactly the same. Even though the NOAA is an agency of environment and health, and while $23.7 million seems like a lot, it's only 0.624% of NASA's $3.8 billion, in which it's only grown since then. Our last opportunity cost is the environment, and that basically centers around renewable energy. Renewable energy is so expensive but needed for a better, more sustainable life on Earth that we need to have more funding for it.
Now, there are many detrimental effects to our environment here on Earth and also to the sensitive environments in outer space. Every time a rocket is launched from Earth, the fuel that is burned and released into our atmosphere weakens the one thing that protects all life on Earth. 25% of rocket's propellant is burned in the thermosphere, the layer of our atmosphere that absorbs the most of the sun's harmful X-rays and ultraviolet radiation. This is according to Surendra P. Sharma, a senior space technology advisor at NASA. As a result of climate change, there are also impacts on global weather. Earth is more affected by the sun, causing increased temperatures, glacial melting, and longer seasons. There is also an increase in catastrophic events such as hurricanes, tornadoes, tsunamis, and floods. If we continue forward on the path of exploring other planets, what will be left of ours? We also have to look into the facts of forward and backward contamination. Forward contamination happens when our bacteria and microbes from Earth contaminates the ecosystem of a different planet. This can mean that before we even get to discover new life, we can destroy it by bringing in a microbe it is not used to. We also have to consider backwards contamination, which happens when rockets or astronauts bring back harmful microbes to Earth from other planets. In the end, this terraforms of what used to be there. People are tearing away at where life could have been by contaminating its natural environment, and in return, it's harming Earth's natural environment too.
One human health and safety in space would be radiation exposure. Space travelers are exposed to cosmic radiation and solar particles that Earth's atmosphere normally blocks. Another human health and safety is the support system. The spacecraft must provide oxygen to breathe, water to recycle system, and temperature control, and waste management. If any failures happen to any one of those systems, this would be threatening, so they must be highly reliable and redundant. A scientific aspect would be learning about the alien environment and how it could lead to the medical and technological breakthroughs, which means knowledge we lose if contamination occurs. A cultural aspect is how space always inspires humans' imagination, such as myths, rhythms, and literature. Preserving its integrity maintains the role as a shared culture symbol. A value would be the responsibility and care. The companies that prioritize safety demonstrates ethical responsibilities and research that shows organizations that are safe. Cultures have up to 70% fewer incidents compared to those without.
Not only is contaminating space unethical to planets and foreign life, it can have incredibly dangerous consequences for Earth's population. Thank you.